Hello everybody, my name is Jeffrey, and in this tutorial we will load up models from OBJ files. So in order to create our OBJ file, I'm going to use Blender. So if you don't have it, just download it, and if you want to use another program, that's fine as well. If you're on this screen, just right click somewhere out of that pop-up, and you'll be taken to where this editor. And as you can see, this is a very nice cube that you start with. So we're going to export this, and we're going to use it to load up our file. We'll load this up in our code. So go over to File, Export, and we're going to export it as a OBJ file. I'm going over to wherever I want to export it to, and that's over here in our resource folder. In our resource folder, I've created a new folder called models, and that's where I'm going to store it. And I'm going to call my model cube. Well, this OBJ file is going to be called cube.obj. Over here, just uncheck a lot of these things, and yeah, these are basically the only two settings that you want. So if you have unchecked everything else, go to export OBJ, close this off, and go over in your file explorer to wherever you exported it. Well, you don't have to do this, but I recommend you do this. And I'm going to open up my file with Notepad, and we're going to take a look at the file. So as you can see here, over here, the first two lines are comments. Those are indicated by the hashtag sign in front of them. The next line has an O as first character, and after that it specifies whatever object it is specifying after this. So first object, a cube. The cube has 8 vertices. As you can see, there's minus 0.9999, and that's a float error. So yeah, don't pay any attention to that, because this will happen sometimes. So yeah, that's just how float values work. And as you can see over here, there's a float error as well. After this, there's an S. We don't really need to use this line, and after this it specifies the 12 triangles for the 6 sides of the cube. So the only types of lines from this file we're going to need are the V and the F. So go over to your project, and in your model class create a new method called and we're going to create a public static method. This method is going to return a model object, model, and I'm going to call my method load model. We're going to take in a string file name, and basically what you can do is go over to your shader class and copy this. So copy, oh no, I don't want to run. Copy and paste. Now for our model, we don't we do not need this string builder and everything, so just get rid of this. These lines of code can go as well, and we'll change that. So over here, model res equals new model, and we're going to return this res. So yeah, and now we'll create an array list for the vertices and an array list for the indices, so that we can later on buffer them in the model. So array list vertex vertices equals new array list vertex, and array list integer indices equals new array list integer. Oh yes. So over here in your while loop, we're going to read the first character. So line dot and we'll get a lot of suggestions. I believe there was a starts with, yes, and this is what we're going to use. So if line that starts with v space, well, we'll leave an empty space over there just because the file does, and it'll get rid of any errors where there is no space in between or there's something else. So let's say it would use a v and then a second character, then it won't use those ones as well. So go back to your project. Oh, I just put the brackets in between the square brackets. That was not my intention. So if the line starts with v, then we'll just create a new vector. So vector, well, no, vertices dot add new vector, a new vertex. Yes, and this vertex is going to be well, it's just going to take in the x, y, and z values. The first x value will be line dot split. Oh, what is this? And we'll want to split on the space because well, it does split it on the space. And then so we're going to store this in a string array. Let's call this things. Yes, that's an excellent name. And then things sub 1, things sub 2, and things sub 3. I'll be surprised if this actually works. But yeah, and oh, what is this? Oh, and we have to cast to integers as well. So integer dot parse int, and we're going to take in this things sub 1 and just paste this here and here and close the brackets. So that's it. And we're going to do the same thing for the indices. So else if line that starts with f space, space, and then string array things equals line dot split, and we're going to split on the space again, empty space, and then indices dot add integer dot parse int things sub 1, and just copy that one 2 more times, and 2 and 3, and that should this should be it. Now we're going to convert these array lists to actual arrays. So vertex array v equals new vertex array, and the length of the vertex array will be vertices dot size. Then for int I equals 0, I is less than v dot length, and I plus plus. And over here just type v sub I equals vertices dot get I. No I. Yes. And we're going to do the same thing for the indices. So int array I equals new I equals new int array, and the length of this int array will be indices dot size. Now of course we can't use I for our next while loop, so for int j equals 0, j is less than indices, well, I dot length and j plus plus, and I sub j will be indices dot get j. That's it. Now buffer the vertices and the indices, so res dot buffer V and I, O and I, and save. And that should be enough to load up the model. We're close to 10 minutes in the video now, so exactly on time. We'll just comment out this code by hitting Ctrl 7, and then over here model equals model.load model cube.obj. Oh, and when I copied this code I forgot to change this to models, and that should be it. So let's see. No. Okay. Oh, I parsed it to int float.parse float. Yes. Let's change this. So, and it's messed up. Oh yeah, that's I was already thinking why, but when obj files store the things, the indices, incremented by 1, so we'll have to subtract 1 from them, and now we have our cube back. What a lovely cube. I forgot what I was going to do in the next tutorial, but I hope I see you then. Bye.